As the party that's responsible for running the national capital, what's your explanation for why the firecracker ban that you had introduced, which you publicized as much as you did, you tried to ensure that people would follow it, it wasn't followed? It was almost as if people didn't care about the ban that your government had placed. Raghav, I think you're on mute. Could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, I'm so sorry. Rahul, as you rightly pointed out, roughly 1.5 months prior to the festival of Diwali, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi announced a complete blanket ban on use, sale, purchase, as well as possession of firecrackers in the NCT of Delhi. This was further backed by orders from the NGT, by the Honorable Delhi High Court, as well as the Honorable Supreme Court. And the court had in fact asked us to do wide publicity of this ban so that people do not burn firecrackers. However, unfortunately, there were certain parts of Delhi where firecrackers were used, and the enforcement of this, Rahul, is whether we call it fortunately or unfortunately, is largely with the police, that is the Delhi police, and partly with the civil administration, that is the Delhi police. That is the Delhi Pollution Control Committee, that is the DPCC, that falls under our government. Now, it is unfortunate that, in parts of Delhi, we did see firecrackers being burst. But what is more unfortunate, Rahul, is that lawmakers, senior members of parliament, elected twice, thrice, of the Bharatiya Janata Party, openly instigated people to burn firecrackers. They, in fact, appealed to the people of Delhi and to the people of North India to burn firecrackers. I think this is, something that should be condemned. Diwali is the celebration of Lord Ram coming home. We worship Lord Ganesha, Ma Lakshmi, etc. But we do not burn firecrackers. That is the real spirit of Diwali. But what we saw, that the BJP tried to communalize it. The BJP tried to instigate people into burning firecrackers, which is just not acceptable, and certainly not acceptable from a political party that is running the government at the center, which has its seat, the capital seat, the seat of power in the national capital territory.
Okay.
And
so
if
Mohandas Pai, we now have a situation where the Aam Aadmi Party is saying the efficacy of the ban that the state government had introduced could not be measured because you had the central government having its nominees encourage people to violate the ban. So there is no way of knowing whether people were wanting to follow the ban or not, because the charge is the BJP was encouraging people, provoking people to go out and burst crackers. There is no BJP representative on the show, and in case you're wondering why, it's because the BJP has decided they didn't want to participate in this, even though its IT chief cell, Amit Malviya, did put out 3 tweets where he explained why he thought this was anti-Hindu, and if there was to be a ban, it should be a year-long ban. It cannot be against firecrackers only around Diwali, because that would be against a Hindu festival. But Mohandas Pai, opening comments from you.
Rahul, Raghav is running a fake narrative again, saying that crackers are not an integral part of Diwali. It is an integral part of Diwali. I celebrated Diwali for more than 55 years after being a small child. And every year there have been crackers. Right now in my city of Bangalore, you can hear the noise of crackers. People are going to burst crackers. Crackers are not responsible for much of the pollution in Delhi. Now, you have said yourself that burning residual crops has gone up by some 36%. That 36% of pollution and PM2 material is because of the crop. What have they done about the burning of the crop? Now, both the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party are playing politics, pointing finger at each other and hurting the health of the people of New Delhi. Now, what are they both doing to stop stubble burning in Punjab? The Punjab Chief Minister, Amrinder Singh, was on record last time to say he doesn't have the money to stop it. Why didn't the government of Delhi give money to Punjab to get the farmers to change their practices, pay them for the stubble, and stop it, because the citizens of Delhi are getting hurt the most? Instead of that, they're releasing advertisements, some silly advertisements saying, you spray this kind of organic material, everything will go away, and spending large amounts of money in advertising, which is totally ineffective. Whereas stubble burning has gone up some 36%, and reports say it'll go to 42-43% next 3 days. And there has been a spurt of stubble burning in the last 3-4 days.
Okay, Raghav Chadha, your
politics.
Party is putting out ads in places where your party doesn't even exist, which is clearly aimed at politics more than it is at anything to do with the governance of the capital. And Mohandas Pai then asks, why can't you send some money to the farmers of Punjab so that they are encouraged not to burn the stubble?
I have never heard a more illogical argument around Diwali ever in my limited experience of public life. Rahul, let me say this in no uncertain terms, that the central government's own pollution watchdogs data says that in and around Diwali, that is yesterday, day before and today, the levels of air pollution that have gone up in several North Indian cities, including Delhi, is largely attributable to the burning of firecrackers. That's point number one. That is the government of India's, not my government, the government of India's figures put out. So therefore, this argument that no, it's stubble burning and not firecrackers, etc., is an absolutely erroneous argument, illogical argument. However, if you wish to discuss stubble burning, I can say the following 3-4 things. Number one, stubble burning, of course, is an issue, a big issue, and in the months of October and November, we do see that the cases of stubble burning in neighboring states go up. The central government should have ideally incentivized the respective state governments to ensure that no stubble burning cases happen in those states. Now, the government of Delhi, Rahul, came out with a biodecomposer spray, which was made available to all farmers in Delhi by the government of Delhi. And you would be surprised to know that the stubble burning cases in Delhi have come down by a whopping 95% because of the use of that spray. And we made that spray available absolutely free of cost to the farmer. And it is beneficial to the farmer because the stubble upon the usage of this spray converts into fertilizer. So my limited question is that when Pusa Institute, which is a body of the government of India, not of the Delhi government, has come up with this innovative solution, why isn't this solution being publicized and used in states like Punjab, Haryana and other states? And lastly, whose responsibility is it to incentivize neighboring states? Is it Delhi's responsibility or the government of India's responsibility?
Rahul,
I mean, how politically immature statements are being made on this count.
Mohandas Pai, the fallacy with your argument is you're asking why the AAP isn't spending money to pay the farmers of Punjab, sir. If the farmers of Punjab are to be compensated, that's either the responsibility of the Punjab government or of the central government, not of the Delhi government,
sir.
Of course.
Rahul, let me explain. I think, again, Raghav is getting a fake narrative. First of all, you yourself said in the opening of this debate that air pollution due to stubble burning has gone to some 36% from 24%, 18% last year. So it is not due to crackers. Crackers are marginal. Yes, there is an impact, but it's marginal. You yourself made the statement. Now, Raghav is dodging the whole thing and saying crackers, which is silly because he's not looking at data. Second, the central government, from what I know, has a scheme whereby they reimburse 50% of the equipment cost to make sure that is all put into the ground. They got special equipment where they plow it and put in the ground. Government has a scheme, I think central government for the last 3 years out of Supreme Court to pay 50%. The Punjab government is not paying its share. When the Punjab government is not paying its share because of lack of money, let the government do it. Why is the AAP not doing it? Because the AAP wants to contest elections there. They don't want to go against the Punjab farmers because it's part of their mandate. See, Rahul, these political parties, whether it's the BJP or the AAP, are playing games. They're playing games with the health of people. They're playing games with the health of people. Congress party in Punjab is playing games. The Haryana government is playing games. Citizens of Delhi have become the guinea pigs for all their political shenanigans. If I were the Chief Minister of Delhi, I will give 250 crores, 300 crores to Punjab to say, here are the money. Incentivize the farmers, please stop it because my citizens are suffering. Delhi has got a budget of 75,000 crores, 80,000 crores, give 250 crores.
Okay.
What does it